Hello everyone, in today's video we will be looking at Tusken Warrior from the Book of Boba Fett from the Vintage Collection. Okay, so here we have the card back. Decent image there, probably taken straight from the show, the Book of Boba Fett, Tusken Warrior, VC279. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Okay, so straight off the card, she's looking, well, yeah, I guess, is looking pretty cool. Some sort of marks on the thing there showing up. I think that's just where it's been a bit creased, maybe. Yeah, looking pretty decent. I like this by here. First off, this like little tacit sort of thing coming down from the belt. I quite like that. There's a lot of detail going on there. There's the face there. It's not too bad. It's not overly detailed, but I don't suppose you would need it to be. We've got like these sort of like wrap things coming down, because they are sort of, yeah, it's like a extension of the robes and that. It's not really a hood, I don't know what you'd call it, but these like sort of wrap things coming down here, they're quite bendy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's ball jointed head there, and then you've got like this bit of here, like the robes going over the shoulders. I'm going to assume, yeah, so that's not attached to anything, so that will come off. And yeah, there's like a split in the shoulder there for the arms to be raised up, which are very thin. Yeah, and then got the rocker ankles there. Pretty good articulation, I think. Yeah, there's not a lot going on with it, really. It's fairly basic, which, you know, that's not a complaint. It was, I sort of expected it. It is what I've expected. It wasn't one of the more highly anticipated ones I was after. There's a bit of red there, which is cool. So yeah, and then we have a gaffy stick there. So it's just all brown. There's a little bit of detail down there, and then like sort of the sharp, I think it's sharp, like blade bit at the bottom. So yeah, get her set up and talk a bit more about it. Okay, so some final thoughts on this figure. She's pretty cool. I haven't got many Tusken Raider figures, so it'll be cool to have another one. And she is quite unique. She's got the, you know, the black robes on and that, as we saw in the show. But yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not sounding overly hyped about this. Sort of, it was a weird one anyway, because I saw it and I thought, I'm pretty sure she was the like one of the first ones that was released, like when they did the Mando Mondays or whatever it was called, every week, and there wasn't anything actually from The Mandalorian. It was all from Book of Boba Fett, which was the year before, which is fine. And she was the first one, and I thought, you know what, I haven't got any figures from that show, I'll go and pre-order it. And then it was like a week or two later, they showed exactly the same figure, and they put one of the massive, I think that's what they called, massive dogs, in with her, which I thought was a bit strange, because, like, yeah, you've got the card back now for collectors who collect that, but then you've got a deluxe, if you want to call it that, figure in the box with the dog, which obviously out of the two, people would rather get the one with the dog, I guess. But then it's that whole, does it justify being a deluxe figure and the price tag and everything else? So it was a bit of a strange one, where they released this one first, knowing that people would pre-order it, and then they released the one with the massive like a week or two later, and then everyone was cancelling their pre-orders for this one. I personally didn't, because I have a couple of them myself from like the old one that came out like 20 years ago, whenever it was. So there wasn't much point, because as it was, I wasn't overly hyped about this figure. It was just, you know, I thought, you know what, I hadn't had a figure in a while, and I sort of bought her, and she is cool, don't get me wrong, it's fine for what it is. They've done a good job on it. The torso, I believe, is from a Rey figure. I'm not sure exactly which one. And I believe the arms as well are from that, and they've just been painted black. So that's fine. That's just a little detail there. But the face and everything else, the articulation is good enough. And so yeah, I think if you sort of are enthused about this character, then it would be a good addition. Me personally, I wasn't overly interested in the Tuskens, really. I didn't mind them. I thought it was a bit fascinating to begin with. And then, spoilers, obviously, where that storyline went. Not sure if we'll see this character again. I can't remember now because it's been a year and a half since the show. I don't know if this one was confirmed to have been killed, or whether, you know, she might have escaped or whatever it was. But yeah, it's a cool figure to add to the collection. And like I said, if you're sort of into the Tuskens and all that, because I've got a few of them, so it is cool. I don't know, I'll probably display this one maybe with them, or maybe with alongside the Boba Fett from the show. But yeah, it's a pretty decent figure.